I can officially say that I have completely gotten rid of my obsessive desire to hold a relationship with a man that I've had for so long. Like since the dawn of my existence, I have felt the need to be in a relationship, no matter the circumstances of that relationship. And it feels so fucking good to have this heavy weight lifted off of me. And now that men are gone out my life, honestly, I have more respect and I feel closer to them than I ever have before. So I'm gonna teach y'all how to do it because this is a game changer and I could have suffered permanent damage. I was so addicted, y'all. Like, addicted to male validation and to keeping someone in my life because it's what felt secure to me at the time, no matter how insecure it actually was deep down. So, hold up. Bro, I'm looking so cut. I'm sipping wine today. I usually sip tea. I'm usually like a goody goody. I'm like, oh my god, alcohol is poison, which it is. But you know, you gotta enjoy the luxuries, the finer things in life. Just kidding, this is $6 Trader Joe's Moscato. It's fire though. Anyways, let me take y'all back, man. When I was in my first relationship, when I was like 14 years old, that's when the toxicity started showing. My first relationship, just my deep-rooted trauma was really manifesting into the relationship because me and this man were so toxic. He was so controlling over me, and it was to the point where, for example, we would call each other, FaceTime each other on the phone every night, and then we would literally say goodnight on the phone and then keep the phone on. We were so attached to each other, it was insane. I would literally go on the fucking FaceTime him, keep it on the entire night while we both slept. That was so unnecessary. Are you serious? It got to the point where like even if I had a sleepover or like if I was with my family like on a little trip, like I have this deep memory, this vivid memory of being at this lake house with my family, and I literally did that. I literally stayed on the phone. I like turned the volume down or something, so, but I think that they noticed. Like, I don't know why they didn't say anything. I don't know why they weren't like, what the fuck are you doing? You're being weird. But if you do that, I have news for you, babe. You have anxious attachment issues. Bad. You gotta get some therapy because I was so anxiously attached in every single one of these relationships I'm about to tell y'all about. But it started from the fucking beginning and I did not heal from it until I went at it with intention. Like, I was like, I'm not fucking doing this again. I'm letting this destroy my life, my identity, my personality. I literally let it eat at me. I let these relationships go so far. I really could have suffered some permanent damage. Thank God I got out of it. If you feel nervous in your relationship with your man, your woman, I don't care, your whatever, you gotta listen. Listen to me, baby, because you can get out of it and you can be happy. Look at me. All I got is me and my dog. It's just me and my dog out here. But we're thriving. Got my little apartment. I be sipping wine. I be making money. Not really, but I'm fine. I'm gonna be alright. And I'm very happy. Like very, 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 very happy. I cry tears of joy, not sadness nowadays. So anyways, my first relationship, so controlling, so toxic. just constantly talking to each other. Constant, all day long. Like, if I went somewhere for a few hours, where are you? What are you doing? And I'm sure I did the same back to him. Obviously, I only remember, like, his poor actions and not my own. Because I always played the victim. I was always the victim in my own mind. Always, for the longest time. So, like, obviously I thought he's the toxic one, not me. Bitch, how do you think you ended up in this relationship? Newsflash! You can't be in a toxic relationship without being toxic. You're toxic. I was toxic. Toxic as fuck. Weird shit going on there. But anyways, that was just my first relationship. Then it proceeds to go on for 3 more. The third man was so mentally ill that I thought that I was losing my fucking marbles. So I got a therapist. But the therapist was bad. Well, I don't know. She couldn't solve my issue. My issue was so ridiculous and so confusing. I couldn't even explain it to y'all. You wouldn't understand. It's also very traumatic. But anyways, that shit was bad. Like, we would hang out and I would literally just cry all the time. The fourth one was so bad that I would consistently beg him to stop treating me badly. Makes sense, right? Because that's how you get someone to treat you good. You beg and plead and cry for them to stop treating you horribly. I remember this one time, I talk about this a lot because my friend Nina, the one you always see in the videos with me, the same day she did some really toxic shit. She like spilled water all over her man's. And I can share this because she's comfortable with herself. And I'm comfortable with myself now to be sharing these awful stories with you. But I remember he was saying something to me that was just so rude and mean and disrespectful. And I said, can you please stop? Can you please stop? Can you please stop talking? I don't want to talk about this. Can you please stop? You're being really mean. Da da da. And he wouldn't stop. He just kept talking over me to the point where I didn't want to listen to him, the words coming out of his mouth so badly that I just screamed at the top of my lungs in the car. Like that. So anyways, I used to have some problems. Like some serious attachment issues. So the reason that I stayed in those relationships for so long is because I just like never dealt with learning how to be on my own. I never was alone ever. Like I always had my parents, and then when my parents weren't around, I had my friends, and when my friends weren't around, I had my man. So like I would just cope with my anxiety and my issues with myself inside of me. I would cope with that by distracting myself with other people and using other people to control my anxiety and rid of my anxiety. Like the third man, I would literally have panic attacks. I say that in quotes because like my panic attacks literally weren't even real. Like obviously they were real at the moment, but I would have panic attacks. I really was just like freaking the fuck out for attention. Like I know that now. At the time I tried to convince myself and everyone else, no, this is like a disorder that I have, which I don't know, like it might be for you, I don't know. I don't know you. But me, I know now, after learning, I was just doing that shit for attention. Like a child does, but I was an adult. Isn't that funny? I mean, obviously not mature, but anyways. I would literally, to my man, I would freak the fuck out. I keep saying my man, like, you know what I mean? I just think my man is a funny word, funny phrase. Anyways, I would literally scream and cry and fall on the floor and throw a tantrum. Like, it wasn't an anxiety attack or a panic attack. It was literally a tantrum. I was just throwing a tantrum because I didn't know how to control my own emotions. So I made it other people's fault. And they would just be like, oh my god. Sometimes they'd be nice, but that's why it worked. That's why I kept doing it. Anyway, so it was a whole series of events that led up to me finally figuring out that I'm the fucking problem. Obviously the men had problems, obviously, because they were literally crazy. Like, they were cuckoo in the brain. But so was I, because why was I with them? So if you're in a relationship with someone right now, and you're like, oh, they have all these problems. They do this, that makes me upset. They do this, that makes me upset. How do I fix that? How do I fix them? How do I get them to stop doing this? How do I get them to do, you know what I'm saying? It's not them. It's you. You are a reflection. Everyone around you, everyone in your life, a mirror. They are a reflection of you. You. Everyone in your life is a reflection of you. Everything they do is a reflection of you. So if you have a problem with someone in your life, you need to fix yourself. You need to worry about you, baby. Because it's really not about them. It's not. So, how to figure out that you shouldn't be in a relationship? Step 1, bring friends who tell you the truth. If you have a friend that tells you the truth, hopefully you do. If you don't, go get you one, baby, because you need a friend that's going to be honest with you, or you're never going to get anywhere in life. Because I see a lot of women, a lot of girls who have relationships, friendships I mean, with girls who lie to them because they think it's the nice thing to do. If I see you fucking up, I'm gonna tell your ass. Get it together. Alright? So, that was step 1. I got me a friend that told me the fucking truth and nothing else. And I brought her around my man. And I was like, look, this is my man. So I have a very vivid memory again to share with you guys. This one time, me and the friend, Nina, we had a dinner party with us and our mans. And this dinner party was so fucking weird and awkward and awful. I think it was like the start of us being like, oh, wait, why are we with them? Do we have to be with him? Because they kind of ruined the vibes. It would have been a lot more fun. This dinner party would have been a lot more fun without them. They were just being weird. And they made it awful. And the dinner party was no longer fun. It was more like, oh, alright. It was just us. Like, it should be a good time. So, this is your first actionable step. Get your friend that tells you the truth. Bring that honest friend around your man. Bring him around. Be like, this is my man. And then when he's gone, see what they think. See what they say about your man. Are they like, oh my gosh, he's so good for you. He's the best. Da-da-da, that thing he said was so funny. Ha ha ha. Life is great. Or are they like, oh my god, why are you with him? He sucks. He's awful. So, why would you want to be with someone who your friends don't even like? Make that shit make sense. Think about that shit for a second. If your friends don't like your man, don't you think there's a reason for that? Second actionable step for you to take is to start asking yourself, how do I feel when I'm with him? When y'all hanging out, y'all watching a show together, you stay the night, you're at dinner, you're hanging out with your friends, are you happy all the time? Or like 99% of the time? Are you happy? If you are not happy 99% of the time, why are you with them? Just hang out alone at that point. Like, if they make you sad at all, what is the point? What are you doing? Oh, but they make me happy, like, sometimes. Bitch, okay. Do things that make you happy by yourself, and then you'll always be happy. Like, do not settle for happy sometimes. Like, you deserve to be happy all the time. Don't you? You think you don't deserve to be happy all the time? Okay, let's dive into that. Why do you not deserve to be happy all the time? Isn't that what we were put on this earth to do? I mean, obviously sometimes we struggle, sometimes we do hard work, but like, content? Are you at least content when you're with him? Like, even, okay, fine, maybe you don't think happiness is everything, fine. But like, are you content? Are you satisfied? Or do you leave his house feeling like, oh my god, like, he's stressing me out, like, what is he doing when he's outside with his friends? Like, oh, I really wish he didn't do that thing. Oh, I really wish he didn't say that. You don't have, you could just be by yourself, you know? You could just comfort yourself, support yourself. If he brings you any feelings of anxiety, sadness, frustration at all, like, cut him off. Put him aside. Let's figure out why you feel anxious, why you feel frustrated, why you feel mad, sad. Because you cannot figure these things out while you're distracting yourself with this man. You can't. Sorry. You can search and search and search and be like, no, but growing in a relationship is great. Girl, you too far gone. Like, do you want to fix it or not? Be honest with yourself. You can't fix it with this man. You cannot fix your anxiety, your stress, your worries that are being caused by this man while you're with the man. Like, just get rid of him, bro. Damn. Okay, so that's the actionable step, is to ask yourself how you feel when you're with him. But if you don't know how you feel, if you are just got a lot going on in your brain, you gotta sort that shit out, girl. You gotta journal. It's not fucking hard. You just sit down and write on a paper. Like, really? You're like, oh, I don't have time. Bitch, you have time to sit around and watch shows. You have time to doom scroll on TikTok. You got time to do all that. Just write a paragraph. It's not that hard, bro. Another thing is meditate. Meditation gives you control over your mind. So the journaling kind of organizes your thoughts. You can see clearly what you're thinking about and what you're feeling, right? But the meditation kind of just gives you control over your emotions and control over your thoughts and control over your actions. So you need both, right? Now, if you want to put off meditation, main reason I feel like people put off meditation is because you'll do it for 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, and then you'll feel the fucking same. And that's okay, because that's just not how meditation works. Like, you got it wrong, baby. If you think you're gonna meditate for 10 minutes and then be like, anxiety relieved, worry is gone. Like, that's not how it works. It's more like exercise. You don't exercise one time and then your whole body turns into muscle mommy. Like, no, bitch, you gotta do it for years, every day, before you're gonna be like this. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Anyways, meditation isn't something that works instantly. You gotta dedicate some time, consistency to it. Like, don't expect you to do it one time for 10 minutes and then it'd be like, oh my god, my life is cured. No, bitch. But like, it's not that hard. You just sit there like this. That's all you do. And you're gonna put it off? Like, for what? Why are you procrastinating doing nothing? Anyways, another way is through yoga, because your actual physical body is important in all this as well. You gotta have spatial or emotional awareness of everything. You gotta just be in tune with yourself in general. And yoga, meditation, journaling, those are my 3 favorites. Those are statistically proven to work the most. That's what I'm gonna go with. The third actionable step, I'm gonna shout my girl out. Open House podcast with Louise Rumble. Life-changing. Life-changing. I haven't listened to it in a while because, again, I'm good now. I ain't got no man to worry about now, so. But when I had a man, she would explain everything of why I act every certain way towards this man. She would be like, girl, it's because you're trauma. Let me dig into that for you. It's basically like, if you don't want to pay for therapy, just listen to Open House, man. But think about it. Think about it deep, and then do the journaling, the meditation, and the yoga in conjunction with this podcast. And I'm sure there are a bunch of other podcasts out there. This is just the one that worked for me. So you go find the podcasts that work for you. But she just explains the traumatic details of relationships and why we do the things we do, like why we cheat, why we are controlling, why we are abusive, And when she puts it in those words, like, it gets to you. It gets to you. But now that I have set these boundaries, and like any man that comes into my life, like, I know what type of man I want. I know what I will accept and what I won't accept. And now that I know that, and then I use the meditation, journaling, yoga, to have control over myself, my actions, my thoughts, my emotions, I don't let myself just run amok and be like, oh, well, let me hang out with him because it'll be fun. Like, do I want him in my life because he benefits me and puts me in a better situation and helps me and makes me feel good, makes me feel secure, makes me feel loved? Does he do all those things, or am I just doing this to go back into my old ways? Like, am I really just hanging out with him because I don't feel secure in myself? I don't love myself enough, so I need a man to love me for me? Like, I start asking myself these deep questions, and now I've set such perfect boundaries that, like, the right man gonna come and he's just gonna fit in all those boxes and it's gonna be perfect. And I just set myself up for success because I have boundaries and I have control over my actions now, and I don't just do things out of insecurity anymore. So now I don't got no mans bothering me, and I can go about my day carefree and anxiety and worry and stress free. And I don't got drama anymore. Like, I can just focus on myself and my money and my fucking gains, bro. I'm strong as hell now. I would have never got this strong with that man in my life because he didn't even, like, they wouldn't even go to the gym. Moral of the story, set some boundaries. And by boundaries, I mean, if people don't make you feel happy all the time, don't talk to them. Get them out. Bye. That's all I got. Dump your man. Like, what are you doing? I love you guys, though. It's gonna be alright, though. Because I've been there for a long time. I have been there, girl. But don't you worry, you're gonna forget about him. You're gonna look back on that relationship you got and be like, oh my god, what was I doing? What was I thinking? But I know what you were thinking. You just got trauma. Like, we all got it. It's okay, just heal it. It's healable. It is. It really is. I know, I'm living proof of it. You can do it. I believe in you. It's actually not even that hard. Yoga, just go to yoga. Like, you'll figure it out. If you go to yoga consistently for a minute, you're gonna figure it out. What kind of yoga girly is in a toxic relationship? It's not even compatible. Like, namaste.